Look at any screen tracking our global markets today, and you will see a lot of these chaotic, plunging red lines. We are constantly navigating out-of-control inflation, bursting speculative bubbles, and severe wealth inequality. We have supercomputers running high-frequency trades, predictive algorithms, and centuries of historical data at our fingertips. Yet, despite all this processing power, our economies crash with predictable regularity. The error lies in how we view the system. We treat the global economy strictly as a mechanical math problem, assuming that stability is simply a matter of finding the correct equation. But the math is doing exactly what it is supposed to do. What we are missing is a highly volatile human variable, one that dictates whether an economic system survives or breaks. This photograph shows the Umayyad Mosque and the surrounding architecture of Damascus, a reminder of the scale of the Islamic Golden Age. Around 1100 CE, while Europe was highly fragmented and struggling through the Middle Ages, cities like Baghdad, Cairo, and Damascus were massive, wealthy hubs pulsing with global trade. Among the bustling markets and rising wealth, a scholar named Abu Hamid al-Ghazali was watching the expansion closely. He was a prominent philosopher and jurist who noticed that alongside the booming commerce, something unsettling was happening to the culture. He observed a society obsessed with accumulation, but drifting away from meaning. The empire was generating incredible riches faster than it was developing the wisdom to handle them, resulting in an outward economic boom masking intense inward decay. Al-Ghazali proposed a radical diagnosis. The missing variable in any financial system is morality. When money becomes entirely detached from an ethical compass, societies rot from the inside out. As this diagram illustrates, Al-Ghazali believed money should act as a mirror. A mirror has no intrinsic value. Its worth comes entirely from what it reflects. Money is the same, a blank tool whose only power lies in facilitating the exchange of actual goods and labor, like wheat or tools. But watch what happens to the reflection when those coins are locked away. Whether it is medieval aristocrats burying silver in chests or modern billionaires hiding assets in offshore accounts, hoarded money loses its reflection. The tools and the wheat shatter because the exchange is dead. This creates severe ripple effects for the broader public. When the wealthy pull currency out of circulation, they induce artificial scarcity. Markets break down, prices distort dramatically, and the working class is starved of the capital needed to feed their families and fund trade. Al-Ghazali viewed this behavior as a systemic physical hazard. By stopping the circulation of wealth, hoarding freezes the bloodstream of society. He directed equal frustration at merchants who actively manipulated prices. Anyone deliberately creating artificial shortages or exploiting a crisis for a quick payout was engaging in severe corruption. You can draw a straight line from those medieval practices to today's predatory lending, crisis profiteering, and massive crypto volatility. All of these represent the same behavior, generating profit without offering any actual contribution to society. This type of exploitation relies heavily on information asymmetry, a situation where one party has more knowledge and uses it to take advantage of the other party's desperation or ignorance. Unchecked speculation operates like a contagion. Once participants realize the market is rigged and honesty is gone, they stop trading. Trust collapses, and the entire economic structure breaks down right behind it. This image shows a set of medieval gold coins. To stretch their budgets, medieval rulers would often practice debasement, quietly diluting the precious gold or silver content of these coins while passing them off at full face value. Al-Ghazali condemned this outright as a form of stealth inflation. By diluting the coin's value, the state was stealing from its poorest citizens, who received the weaker money in exchange for their labor. Look at this photograph from the 20th century of children playing with blocks of Weimar cash. This is the direct result of a state continually manipulating its money supply until the public completely severs its trust in the currency. We see the modern mathematical extreme of debasement in these Zimbabwean trillion-dollar bills. When people can no longer rely on the promises printed on the paper, they are forced to abandon their native money entirely.
Corruption at the top creates a fatal chain reaction. When leadership acts unethically with the money supply, that deception radiates downward, giving individuals permission to abandon institutional trust altogether. This leads to Al-Ghazali's ultimate diagnostic conclusion. Economies rarely collapse because a nation simply runs out of resources or money. They collapse when the people inside the system stop trusting each other. Trust is the invisible glue that holds every transaction, contract, and piece of physical infrastructure together. We cannot fix a broken modern economy just by tweaking interest rates or writing a new set of regulations. We have to fix the actual incentives that drive human behavior, steering people back toward honest contribution. Accumulating wealth and making a profit are not inherently bad things. But for a society to remain stable, the drive to accumulate must be balanced by a firm duty to uplift the broader community. Financial education requires understanding human nature as much as mathematics. Acknowledging that money must remain tied to morality is not an abstract philosophy. It is the ultimate principle for economic survival.